Having been an avid user of Aerosoft's older CRJ 700-900X add-on, I was pleased to see some of the upgrades they brought to this Aerosoft CRJ Professional package. Stay tuned to see what was improved and maybe a little of what wasn't in this FSElite First Look. What's up guys, Ronnie back, and starting a flight per usual with the walk around, you'll probably notice that PBR was an addition to this CRJ Professional package here, and was not in the previous 700-900X. Though reflection profiles often fixed this particular issue with some, you'll be pleased to know that this aircraft now shines differently on its own. Its natural glisten is appealing to look at almost any angle. The level of detail seems to have remained roughly the same. It wasn't necessarily bad before, but with PBR, things just pop differently, you know what I mean? Another thing I immediately noticed was the EFB, or Electronic Flight Bag. It has received some much needed TLC over the last CRJ-X package. In this CRJ Professional package, it has more options as well as a better GUI or graphical user interface, which makes it a lot more user-friendly and pleasing to look at. The ability to access the checklist, loading manager, aircraft options, and charts, provided you have the necessary subscription for the charts, all without leaving the sim, really made for an enjoyable flight, block to block, and by the book. Some things were upgraded for the better, it seems. However, some things remained the same. For example, the sounds. Have a listen to a quick startup. They aren't bad, but they're definitely the same sounds from the CRJ-X package. Some of you may have noticed I put fuel to engine 1 prior to me having pushed the start button. I did this to demonstrate how forgiving this aircraft is. Notice, no matter what method I used, both engines started in the same manner. Pretty sure I would have grounded this aircraft in the real world doing that. The Aerosoft CRJ Professional package comes with 4 models: the CRJ 550, 700, 900, and 1000. Aside from PBR, a new EFB, and what seems like some very minor flight and ground dynamic tweaks, particularly with the 2 new models, which is to be expected with 2 new models, it seems like a copy-paste. The overall flight dynamics feeling is more than likely linked to my new control setup, now utilizing a honeycomb yoke rather than just a cheap joystick. I did not notice any discernible difference in the way the CRJ 700 and 900 handled in this professional package over the earlier CRJ-X package. Aside from the PBR, which they also carried to the inside, and the EFB, everything about those 2 models is identical between both packages. Not everything was a pile of sugar with a cherry on top, though. I had my fair share of erroneous behavior with this jet. Here, for example, the autopilot disconnected after I unpaused the sim for some reason, but to get it to stop yelling at me required a bit of finesse. Really, all I did was click things until it stopped, but, you know. I also found the lighting to be weird when it comes to the pop-out FMC. Here I'm just playing with the lights and you can see it's pretty much all or nothing. In fact, it is all or nothing on the FMC pop-out. Floodlights had no effect on the pop-out brightness either. The last thing I want to mention when it came to the erroneous behavior I experienced was this jet's tendency in slow flight to overshoot heading bugs. Here I was trying to turn to heading 270 when the aircraft just said, "Nope, we can do better." Using half banks seemed to help in this regard, but in some cases it did not get rid of this issue. And again, this only seemed to happen in slow flight. I didn't experience this during cruise or anything like that, so typically getting ready for an approach is when this happened to me. So to wrap things up with the Aerosoft CRJ Professional, you get some new shine with the PBR materials, as well as a new EFB with some pretty juicy features, if I do say so myself, and two new models, the CRJ 550 and 1000 over the previous CRJX package. Aside from PBR, a new EFB, and two new models, everything else seemed the exact same. And for a price of $74.99 US, I'm not sure I can honestly say that it's worth it. In fact, I have no clue where they got that price from. As I sit here and stare at it, I try to justify it, but I just can't. It was fun and definitely an easy aircraft to grasp, but I don't think it was $75 fun. I will leave by saying this package is only $25 US roughly if you owned the CRJX package. And that's not a bad deal until you realize that you still spent a total of about $75 US. Anyway, guys, I hope you enjoyed this first look of the Aerosoft CRJ Professional package. A full review is in the making, so keep an eye out for that on FSElite.net. As always, your feedback is welcome in the comment sections. Give us a thumbs up and subscribe to the channel with notifications to be informed on when we release future videos. And until next time.